never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe is there!
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose? To defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare, G.I. Joe.
Hey everybody, Mac here. Good morning and welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. What we have for you today is this, the G.I. Joe Classified Series Red Ninja. I just got him in the mail from Entertainment Earth yesterday, and I wanted to get a video out because I want to take him out of the box, and I want to take a look at him. He is my first army builder of the Classified Series. I know all of these figures are really hard to find on the shelf right now, but Entertainment Earth does have a decent amount still in stock right now, or at least on pre-order. Like I just got this one. I have Zartan on pre-order through Entertainment Earth. I might, once I open this, depending on how he is, I might order another one of these just to army build him. But before we jump ahead to that, let's take a look at the guy we have here. As you can see, we have that standard G.I. Joe Classified Series box with the window up here, surrounded by cardboard. We have a little bit of a design down here of him at night with more ninja and the moon in the background. This is actually a really good print. It's not nearly as cartoonish or comic book as some of the other ones have been. We have a better look at it here on the side. It's pretty dark. I don't know if you're getting a decent view of it. One thing that strikes me when I look at this picture is that right here, I don't know if you can see, right here on the top of his bandana, his headband, he has the Arashikage logo. But once we get him open, you'll be able to see that the actual logo that's on him is the Cobra logo. And I'm really curious as to why that change was made. And we'll talk about that once we get him out. But on the back, we have that standard collage. Once again, no description, no idea of who this figure is. Yes, I'm a little salty about that, and I know I harp on it every time we get one of these classified figures, but that really does bother me. Especially when you consider G.I. Joe with the file cards on the back was really one of the first collections that started that, and then it was followed up with Transformers, and then to not have that at all on the back here is, I feel, really a disservice to the line. But enough of my salt. Let's get this box open and we will take a look at Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series, the Red Ninja. Alright friends, here he is, our Red Ninja out of the box, and the first thing we're going to do is we'll put the tape measure to him, we'll see how he measures up, and if he's like most of the other G.I. Joe Classified figures, he should come in at roughly 6.5 inches tall. And by putting the tape measure to him, we see that yes, he does come under, just under 6.5 inches tall, between 6.25 and 6.5, so he's about the same size as every other classified figure that we've received. So he scales up well with that. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the articulation on this guy. And the first thing that we do is we take a look at his head, and yes, his head has a full 360 rotation. Can look down, can look up. This one has a bit of some side-to-side positioning, which is good. Arms slightly ratcheted, they'll come out to the sides. Despite this armor, which this armor is a very soft rubber, you can still get a full 360 rotation out of it. So I like that the armor is soft so that it doesn't get in the way. He has bicep swivel, double jointed elbows with some great travel to him. Swivels at the wrist. Not really. Oh, he has some up and down pivot, which I like, figure like him. As a matter of fact, I wish all of the G.I. Joes had this pivot instead of in and out. I feel that's more useful for figures like these. He has an ab crunch, which we'll take a look at. If you notice here, let's get a close-up look at him. If you notice this, he actually has Snake Eyes' torso. It's just repainted, and you can't really see all the detail because he has this full armor piece up top. But this is actually a pretty decent use of Snake Eyes' torso. I didn't realize that that was that until I paired him up next to Snake Eyes once he was out of the box. Now the legs do the splits, but you can see that doesn't really look natural because these legs, if you try and push one hip up, the other one drops down. they don't really match up to his hip right there. You can see it, there's still going to be a gap in there. Not a big fan of that. I don't like how that's not covered up, but if you drop his belt down low enough, you can cover it a little. Now, back to the articulation. He does have thigh swivel. He has double jointed knees, once again with some great travel. Boot cut, ankle rock, as well as some really good side-to-side swivel on him. Now that that's out of the way, one other thing I want to say before we go any further with him, I am absolutely a product of the 80s, which means I am pretty much in love with all things ninja. Okay, the 80s had that huge ninja craze, and I was all on board with it once it hit in full force. I even made a number, once Oriental Adventures came out for Dungeons & Dragons, I made a number of ninja characters, even though they didn't fit at all in with the adventures that we were playing. So I am just going to come right out and say I might be a little bit biased when I'm reviewing this figure, so just keep that in mind. Now, something else that I want to talk about going forward is this, the Cobra symbol on his headband. Whereas on the box you saw, it was the Arashikage symbol. On here, it is the Cobra symbol. And they call him the Red Ninja. And I point this out for a few reasons. One, to the best of my knowledge, there have only been two Red Ninja, two figures, characters, whatever, called Red Ninja in the G.I. Joe line. The last one, I believe, was during G.I. Joe Retaliation. They came out with a 3 3/4 inch Red Ninja figure, which was just a repaint of Storm Shadow, and he came with 2 Ninjaken. That's the last one that I remember. The first one I remember is from G.I. Joe Real American Hero, the comic book in the 80s. And I don't think they ever made a figure of that ninja. It was just that the Red Ninja were Arashikage ninja that were following Storm Shadow when he joined Cobra, trying to hunt down the murderer of the clan's Hard Master. That's what I remember the Red Ninja from. And they very much looked like traditional ninja in ninja garb, just that their garb was red instead of black or like a midnight blue. Now, when Storm Shadow defected and he left Cobra, the Arashikage clan went with him, so Cobra found themselves without a ninja. Later, they introduced a line of commandos that were called the Night Creepers. And that is what this reminds me of. The Night Creepers were commando ninja that Cobra Commander employed. They weren't really a clan of ninjas like the Arashikage were. They were just commandos trained in the martial arts, trained with melee weapons, trained in close quarters combat. They even used machine guns on occasion. And that is what this figure reminds me of, with this more tech mask that he's wearing, the Cobra symbol on the headband, even the armor he has here, and just the look of him reminds me more of the Night Creepers. Now, the Night Creepers in the original vintage line were purple with silver armor, whereas this one is a red and crimson mix. But the aesthetic, the design, and the look of him still reminds me of the Night Creepers more than the Red Ninja. Even with, I don't know if these are, let's raise this up so we can take a look at his face here. I don't know if these are supposed to be lenses on his eyes, or if they purposely whited his eyes out. It's not even really white, it's a little bit silver, I guess. So I guess he's supposed to be wearing some kind of goggles, maybe to see in the dark or to stop from flashbangs if anything happens. But these definitely remind me more of the Night Creepers than the Red Ninja that came out. And that's cool. I can still use them. I will still army build them. I will just be calling them Night Creepers instead of Red Ninja. I have an idea for the Red Ninja, which we'll get to once I get the figure. You'll see what I mean. But now that I'm done rambling about that, let's get back to this guy, because he does come with a lot of accessories. Now, when you take a look at his accessories, this is all going to be stuff that we have seen before, because basically the armory that he comes with, like he has his 2 Kama right here, and these are what we saw as pack-in weapons with the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Snake Eyes at the launch of the series. So on one hand, I'm kind of disappointed that a lot of these weapons are just previous pack-ins from Snake Eyes, But on the other hand, I think this is a good idea because anybody who couldn't get that version of Snake Eyes can now at least get some of the weapons that he came packed in with. You see he has his Kama, he has his Sai right here, which I think these Sai are fantastic. I think they're they're a lot bigger than what they should be, but they look great in the hands of these figures. I think they're fantastic. He also has his twin axes here, that I do like the look and the aesthetic of these axes. I think they look great in the figure's hands as well. And then finally, he has his two swords, that he has one long two-handed sword that I believe is supposed to be a Nagamaki, and then he has his shorter hand-and-a-half sword, straight blade, that is his Ninjakin or his Ninja 2. Now, something else that the figure comes with, in addition to all of this weaponry, is this backpack. And this may look very simple, and it is very simple. It's basically just a peg with 3 tubes attached to it. But what this does is that this, combined with all of the loops and hooks on the figure, it does allow the figure to carry all of his weapons on him, so that you won't lose anything. Things will always be with him. You can take the Nagamaki here, the long two-hander, and you slip it right down into the middle, like so. You can take the Kama, and they fit into each side. Then you take this, and you just peg it right onto his back. You can do it straight up and down, or you can do it sort of to the side, which is what I like to do. Give it that little bit of an angled look when it's coming out from behind him. The Sai, there are 2 loops in the back of his belt right here. And the Sai can fit down into those loops, so he's holding them on the back of his belt, which I think is a great addition to this figure. And then here, on the side of his belt, he has another loop that you can take his Ninjakin, and you can just sheath that right there off to his side. Now that only leaves the axes, and the axes he's going to have to hold. But when you're displaying him, you can swap these things out. You could put the axes on the back, you could put the Kama in his hands, you could put the Sai in his hands and have the axes hanging off of the belt loop. It doesn't matter. You can pose this guy however you want to. You can outfit him with whatever weaponry you want to. And I think he just looks fantastic, completely decked out in all of his ninja gear. I think he looks great. I think Hasbro really did a good job with this guy, being able to pose him, being able to put all of his weapons on him so that you don't lose anything or misplace anything. And even the look of him, even though I stand by that this isn't a true Red Ninja, that this is basically an updated version of the Night Creeper, the look of him is still fantastic, and I love him. And after I've had my hands on him, and after this video, I probably will order another one, just so that I can army build, and I can have 2 flanking the commander. And then once I get a real ninja, I'll probably get 2 of those, just so I can have them flanking Storm Shadow, and there can be some of that inner Cobra drama. I'm sorry, I'm rambling right now. The geek in me is coming out, but I'm really excited about these ninja figures. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for joining me this morning. Like I said, I just got this figure in the mail. I wanted to get him out. I wanted to get my hands on him and take a look at him. And I'm really glad I bought him and that Entertainment Earth has some in stock. So if you're looking for the Red Ninja for your G.I. Joe Classified line, go to Entertainment Earth. I ordered mine last week. I got it like within a week. So they have them in stock. They'll get them to you fast. And I do hope that if you want one, you can get your hands on one. So until next time, play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare.